All right, welcome to the BCWSA Utility Services Bull Session presented by Wapner Newman. I'm John Brazer, Director of Fun and Games, and joined by my co-host, Mickey Morandini.
You didn't say it.
I didn't say it. I said it the normal way,
All right.
not Mickey Morandini. But Mick, we got a great show lined up today since we are joined by one of our favorite people. I'm sure love this guy. We've had him on our podcast that I do with Tom Burgoyne. It's the Sarge, Gary Matthews. How you doing, Sarge?
Good.
I got to ask right away. I got to ask you right away.
What?
And I just realized I'm sitting here and I'm like, I've called you Sarge for I don't know how long. How'd you get that nickname?
Oh, Pete Rose.
Pete gave it to you.
Pete gave it to me, and at the time he said, when a future Hall of Famer gives you a nickname, it sticks. Well, he got one part right on that.
Wait, was this early, was this when you were teammates with Pete?
Yes.
Oh, so you didn't get Sarge until you got to the Phillies.
Correct.
So you okay. So nobody you were just Gary before that.
I didn't like my nickname before that, coming from San Francisco, which was Sweet.
Sweet.
Oh yeah.
Who gave you that name?
Our second baseman, Tito Fuentes.
Tito, yeah.
Gave me that.
Okay.
You didn't like that one.
No.
You like Sarge.
I like Sarge a lot better. Being sweet in San Francisco is
That's a
not
good
the
point.
best.
So does anybody call you Gary anymore? Or is it always Sarge?
No.
All Sarge?
Always, yeah.
All Sarge?
All in Chicago. Obviously here in Philly. In Atlanta sometimes, or if they're baseball fans.
But that was before. But that was before Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Right.
Does your son call you Sarge?
Oh no, they call me Pops.
By the way, Mick, wait till you hear the story. Sarge, now around the All-Star game, obviously it's really fun. The draft was in Philadelphia Convention Center. There's been the Futures game. There's been by the way, Larry Boa, who is manager for the Futures game, called a 7 a.m. meeting for the Futures game.
Yeah.
Right?
He told Juan Samuel, he goes, we got to win this game.
So, I mean, Philadelphia obviously is awash in baseball, All-Star game, and Sarge had an event at the Convention Center, Mick, yesterday, and the announcer kind of messed up.
Yeah?
Sarge, how did the announcer mess up?
Well, he said, hey, this guy made one of the best catches of all time and had a, 12-year career, this or that. Gary Matthews Jr.
And, we were saying, at least he looks, people said he thought he looked good, right? He looked like his son's age. How old's your son, like 40?
Junior is actually 51.
51.
He just got married, by the way.
You're being confused for a 51-year-old, and that's a good thing.
Yeah, well, I've heard people tell me, man, when I give them my age, they say you don't look a day over 50. So they're right there in that age group.
Did you correct him when he said that?
Oh, did I?
Are you kidding me?
I could hardly wait. He's one of those young whippersnappers doing all this research and knowing this. Wanted to have Harry Callis's voice and talking. And when he got through, because he told me what he was going to say before we went up, and I went like, I hope you do. And as soon as we got there, sure enough,
boom.
He jumped it out. Sydney Webster was actually in the audience. She couldn't stop it.
Right.
Oh, it was just incredible.
Wait, and Sarge, I didn't realize too that you were born in San Fernando Valley, right? So you were basically. Now I don't think they really remember that in the '80s they had the Valley Girls, right? And they had the movie The Valley Girls, and they had the people like they spoke. Like, oh my God, like that.
Oh, yeah.
Like, were you a Valley boy? Did you have like that accent growing up?
And a 55 Chevy to prove that. With gangster white walls on them, by the way. Oh, yeah, it's a great place to grow up in.
But did you grow up a Dodgers fan too? Because you hated the Dodgers when you were a player.
I grew up a Dodger hater.
Okay.
My favorite team back then was the New York Yankees.
Elston Howard was your favorite player, right?
How'd you know that?
Because I can read your mind. Remember being Larry Anderson?
Yeah, you read my mind. You just remember good stuff a lot. But, yeah, the Yankees were my favorite club. I got drafted by the Giants. So automatically, it's almost like the Hatfield and the McCoys. Right. You don't know why. You just don't like those white uniforms.
Why the Yankees?
Elston Howard, because I used to catch back in the day. Sure glad I didn't keep that up.
No.
And then I had moved over to third base, realized that the balls come way too hard playing in that infield, and went out to left field, and they damn near came as hard out there.
Well, I tell you what, you were a first-round draft pick of the Giants, and in '72 you got called up, and really it was '73 where you had your first full season, obviously the NL Rookie of the Year. But that team, Mick, you know who was on that team that he was on, right? It's a picture of being a rookie, right? In 1973, you've got Bobby Bonds, you got Willie Mays, you got Juan Marichal, you've got Gary. Did I say Gary Maddox already? You've got Maddox. You've got
Willie McCovey.
And
your locker was next to Willie McCovey, right?
Mine, was on one side. Gary Maddox was on the other side. When Gary was called up, we were roommates in Arizona in AAA. Gary was there 11 games. Had hit like 9 bombs, 23 RBIs, hitting 4-something. He got called up. They traded Mays to the New York Mets for Charlie Williams. And a lot of people, when you say that, they'll go like, who? Charlie Williams. So that was the time they were just, unloading players.
And Mays is older. That was towards the end of his career.
Toward the end, and I think that might have been his last year. But, God, it was just a fun time. Same year, Mike Smith broke in, Bill Madlock, Dave Winfield, and then to be Rookie of the Year with that group.
Oh, yeah.
Was awesome. I remember late in the season, Mike Smith coming up to me and saying, hey, man, you better be lucky you're hitting 300. He said I would be Rookie of the Year. I think he had like 18 home runs there at the time. And I told him, no chance, you strike out too much. So he didn't talk to me for a while. I had to go up and apologize to him.
Which is funny, in today's game, he would have been Rookie of the Year because
nobody cares about
strikeouts.
He would have been MVP every year.
Right.
You kidding me?
Right.
But back in the day, I mean, Mickey knows that. You can't strike out 200 times and be in the lineup. You never have a chance to hit that many home runs because you wouldn't be in the lineup.
Yeah, and what a year you had. 73 Rookie year, he batted 300, 12 home runs, 58 RBI for the Giants in that lineup too.
Well, and there were bigger ballparks, but I mean, when you're coming up as a rookie, you're just really glad to be there. You don't care how cold it is, hot or whatever. You're just sick of the minor leagues, and you're just glad to be in the major
What
leagues.
field was that in San Francisco?
It was Candlestick.
It was Candlestick.
Oh, yeah. Awful.
Couldn't stand Candlestick.
Oh, my gosh. I was out in left field. That's why you hit, to get out of there. I remember Bobby Mercer, when he came over, traded for Barry Bonds, which was an awful trade. He said, if you stay here in San Francisco, it's going to take years off of your career because it was so cold.
Yeah.
Bobby Mercer hated that stadium. But Bobby Mercer was not the player of Bobby Bonds. I can tell you that right now. I mean, it was Bobby ran faster, Bonds, and hitting more home runs. And then being able to watch his son playing Little League, the guy did the same thing. I mean, it was incredible. He was the fastest runner. And then they would always say, man, why is this guy always laughing and have a smile on his face? Simple. He's always getting hits.
Right.
He's always on base. So he had no downtime.
And then it was interesting too, Mick, because Gary was one of the, right when free agency kind of came in vogue towards the late 70s, you signed a contract with the Braves, right? You come up, but you were also, to explain this one, because I didn't really understand it. They also had a draft where the Yankees were going to draft you. Like it was almost like right before the free agency. Yeah,
during the free agency. There were 17 of us that had actually played it out. And they had cut us on our contract also 20% on that. Ted Turner, who actually was fined and
got in a little trouble. Yeah.
he came up and told me, hey, man, whatever it takes, we're going to have you here. But see, Ted couldn't keep a secret. He went and told everybody
Right.
that, and then that's how he ended up getting suspended.
Right.
But I actually was going to go to the Yankees. They signed Reggie first, and then they end up signing Gullett, left-handed
Don
pitcher
Gullett.
with Cincinnati.
Yep.
And then I went to the Braves, and I got to say that meeting Ted Turner was a life experience. And he really took care of my family in terms of deferring the money.
Yeah.
Most of my friends back then were in the tax shelters, which went bad. And
Got you a job in the offseason too, right?
yeah, well, I mean, this guy did, really everything. I deferred half my money. He gave me like 8% that accumulated every single year, and I could take it whenever. And at the time when Ted did that, he said, you're going to thank me for that. And boy, have I ever.
Yeah.
Because it was like almost a 25, 30-year
Yeah.
payout.
Right.
Wasn't quite Bobby
where-
Bonilla that's going on right now.
Is that incredible?
Bobby, it's unbelievable.
How did
$1 million.
he pull that out?
Unbelievable.
He's got
Yeah.
like 5 or 6 more years.
Oh yeah, I think 36. I think is he gets
Yeah.
paid.
No wonder you never see him anywhere.
Right.
Okay, he's probably in Nassau in the Bahamas or whatever.
Well, also then you also said Ted Turner was your manager for a split second, wasn't
He
he?
came down and didn't even know how to put on his socks, but he felt he could do the same thing with Dave Bristol,
Yeah.
lose a ball game.
Yeah.
So he came on down. It was unbelievable.
But also that must. Sorry.
No,
I
when
was
you
saying-
played with Bobby Bonds, was Barry born yet?
Yeah,
Barry hung out at the ballpark?
some, but he was kicking butt on the Little League field.
Right.
Right.
Oh, the guy was, I'm telling you, he was the best player every time.
Yeah.
Every single time. So when he got to the major leagues, I wasn't surprised at all.
But also that we talked about all the players who play with San Francisco. So then you go to Atlanta, and man, you got Bob Horner, you got Phil Necro, you got Dale Murphy, you've got on and on, like just a lot of legendary players as well. So that must have been cool to kind of fit into that lineup.
Well, Chris Chambliss, was on that particular team. But those were the younger guys. Dale, also Bob, Horner, who recently have died lately. But Dale, two-time MVP, he reminded me of a story that I had talked to him and pulled him aside and said, hey, man, are you afraid of the ball? And he said, from that day forward, it made him a better player.
Wow.
Well, hell, I didn't know. I was just going like, man, this guy bailing on the ball. What the hell's going on?
When he was hitting? He was bailing?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. He used to be a catcher. A lot of people didn't realize that, but they moved him because he kept, when a guy was running, hitting the pitcher in the back of the head. So they moved him out to right field. Rest is history.
That's who Tommy threw his first big league pitch to, I think.
To Dale Murphy?
I believe so.
What a nice guy. We had him on our podcast, and Tom Burgoyne and I both had never met him. And what a nice guy.
Oh,
And
super.
he's up there with Mattingly, and I'm sure there's a handful of other guys that should be in the Hall of Fame, right? I mean, how's Dale Murphy not in the Hall of Fame?
2 MVPs.
Oh, well, yeah, right. He should be in the Hall of Fame. I've said it before. These sports writers that are voting, we need to hold them accountable.
Right.
How in God's green earth does Ted Williams not get 100%?
Right.
I want to talk to the sports
Ichiro.
writer and let him give me an answer. Like,
Ichiro or Mariano Rivera? Like,
All
how
of-
they not, unanimous first pick?
Well, there
first
should
ballot?
be a lot of unanimous first picks.
oh, without a doubt.
You know, it's a ridiculous process.
It is a ridiculous process. All right, we're going to go to break, but winners win. Wapner Newman has been winning for families throughout Philadelphia area and New Jersey since 1978. You need a winner? Call Wapner Newman 215-569-0900 or visit wapnernewman.com. And we come back, we'll talk about, we haven't talked Sarge with the Phillies. We'll get into his career with the Phillies after he came over to Philadelphia and started at NLCS with the Wheeze Kids, right? Not the Whiz Kids, but the Wheeze Kids. You're listening to BCWSA Utility Services Bull Session, presented by Wapner Newman, live from Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia.
Hey BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
Need auto service in a hurry? No one offers more service centers than the Peruzzi Automotive Group. More certified trained technicians to get you in and out. Appointments available within 24 hours. All makes and models. PA state inspections and emissions to major work including collision. All located on Route 1 in Fairless Hills. Visit any Peruzzi dealership for fast service. Peruzzi Buick GMC, Peruzzi Nissan, Mitsubishi, or Mazda, and their collision center.
Penn Community Bank, we're your financial partner for all of life's moments. Our checking accounts are designed with you in mind, providing convenient access and 5-star mobile and online banking services to help you achieve your goals. Right now, you can earn a $350 cash bonus for opening a qualifying new checking account with direct deposits in the first 60 days. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/cash bonus to learn more. Penn Community Bank, here we grow. Offer terms and conditions apply. Limited time offers subject to change. As for full details, member FDIC.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Bring your party to Chickie and Pete's. We can handle groups of all sizes at our locations across the Delaware Valley. Big parties, small parties, company parties, family parties, get-togethers with friends. Order off the menu or our special catering options. We can do it all, including coming to your home or office or special Play 2 party packages at our South Philly location. Book your party today. Hurry, the space is limited. Visit chickieandpete's.com for details. Chickie and Pete's is official caterer of the Philadelphia Eagles Touchdown Club and a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
We are back to BCWSA Utility Services Bull Session, presented by Wapner Newman, live from Chickies and Pete's, South Philadelphia, with Mickey Morandini, Gary, Sarge, Matthews. We're learning all kinds of stuff. And also, Mick, we had to give we've known the guy for a long time, but we're finding a lot of new stuff about Sarge. But also, a happy belated birthday, Sarge. We are both Cancers, because I was June 24th.
Wow.
And you are July 5th. So,
very sensitive people we are.
Is that right?
Yeah, I
right.
am. Cancer, yeah.
Yeah, I guess I am.
You're sensitive?
Well, very sensitive.
I celebrated the 40th anniversary of my 21st birthday.
I got to tell you, though, too, before you go on, that banana ball, which I think is a great concept.
Savannah Bananas?
I would have a problem, a guy striking me out and doing that dance.
Oh, yeah.
Houston, we got a problem.
Right.
Okay, but go ahead. I just wanted to throw that
Did you
out.
ever, well, let me ask you this since you're saying, did you ever hit a homer and flip the bat?
I slammed the bat.
Slammed it.
Oh, did I?
Every time.
Oh,
well, you yelled
not every time, because some of them barely went out.
Right.
I had to get going, but the ones that I knew were going to go out, like with Jerry Royce.
But you didn't stare at the pitcher when you slammed.
Well, you know what he did?
Oh,
when he hit in Game 4 of the NLCS in '83, remember in the first inning he hit a 3-run home run, and he yelled at Steve Yeager, the catcher. Now there wasn't a lot of love lost between the Giants and the Dodgers, especially if you heard Sarge say that. But when you hit that home run, which basically sealed the game, no, we didn't know at the time, but it was huge. But you yelled at Steve Yeager, right?
I just asked him, was he okay? And he had his kind of head down, and he chose some words for me, and I just said, "Take that." I had to jump over the bat. I saw it from my peripheral. That's the side there, Mickey.
I know that.
And then it was game on.
What'd you do? Swing and hit his catch?
I hit it and then threw it down, and he was pretending like I had hit him and went down. I saw him, and I went like, "You okay?" He said, "Screw you." I said, "Well, take that." You and Tom, I can guarantee you, Tom Lasorda, that pasta did not taste good that night.
Did he say anything when you came around and touched home plate?
Oh, no.
Nothing.
He put his head down like Gary Carter and the rest of them.
How about the next time you came up to bat?
I didn't get knocked down that particular series.
Well,
see,
too
during the
important of a game.
series, they don't really knock you down.
Yeah,
the only
too-
one that knocked down somebody was Dickie Knowles, who
Yep.
dropped George Brett
Yep,
during
remember
the
that.
World Series.
Well, and it's pretty good after hitting Jerry Royce too. So, all right. So you got traded along, actually traded to the Phillies in March 25th, 1981, for Bob Walk. How about that, Bob Walk?
Pretty good trade.
Who started Game 1?
What a steal! What do you mean, pretty good trade? Bob Walk.
He started Game 1
What
of the
are you trying to
1981
do?
series.
Oh, give me a
Phillies
break.
won.
Oh,
Phillies
my
slightly won that
Oh my
trade.
God! The Phillies have made so many bad trades till it isn't even funny. Cut it out. Ask Ferguson Jenkins that.
Well, that's true.
All right.
And Rhino.
Lou Brock,
Rhino.
Ryan Sandberg. I
Well,
could go on
We,
and on.
we certainly got fleeced when we traded you with Bob Dernier and Porfi Altamirano for Bill Campbell and Mike Diaz. So yeah, the Phillies didn't get the
No,
good
that
end
was
on
a
that
bad
one.
one.
How'd that work out for you?
Not very good. But Sarge, you were a stud in the play. Like you were a primetime red light guy come the playoffs, right? You were obviously the MVP of the 1983 NLCS. You went in the 5-game series. You went 6 for 14 with 3 homers and 8 RBIs. That's getting it done.
It's not
Well,
bad.
yeah, we ended up winning that, but it was against the Dodgers.
Yeah.
I think in my career, I'm lifetime 300 against the
Against
Dodgers.
the
I was just going to say, you like hitting the Dodgers, huh?
Well, I grew up in that area.
And they had some pitching, too.
Oh, you can't have friends coming to the game, and when you're in Dodger Stadium, it's a long walk back when you strike out.
Right.
Almost
is
walking the
long.
plank.
Yeah.
Our people are hooting at you and so on. So you made sure you made contact. My first Grand Slam in Dodger Stadium. And let me tell you, it's not the easiest place to hit a home run, especially straightaway center.
All right. So then you get, as I mentioned, you get traded to the Cubs. Well, first of all, let's stay with the Phillies. That Wheeze kids, because again, you had Tony Perez,
Yep.
you had Joe Morgan. Obviously we already had Pete Rose. You've got a lot of guys that were legendary. You still have Schmidt, still have Carlton. You had John Denny, right?
Yeah.
That was a veteran-laden team. I was first year in college, and unfortunately, I went to school in Virginia, and I had a lot of Baltimore friends at that time, and I had to kind of suffer that, after you guys won Game 1 and then got swept the rest of the way.
Yeah. Well, Gary Maddox got that game-winning hit in Baltimore. We were actually we won the first one, and they beat us 4 straight.
But you can't say it. Obviously, Orioles had their pitching rotation.
Oh, they had
was
a
very
great
good.
team, and Dempsey was the catcher, was the MVP with all those Hall of Famers on there. So that would tell you we had no chance.
Right.
They had some great players, and
Well, their pitching staff just in general, right?
yeah,
They had Palmer and then
they-
McGregor, and
oh yeah,
go on and on.
oh yeah.
Cuellar?
Flanagan.
Was Cuellar still there?
Flanagan.
He was not there.
No, Flanagan was one of the pitchers there, and I remember that last game, which hurt Pete Rose. They actually benched him, but they put Tony Perez in, another Hall of Famer. So what are you going to do?
Right.
Well,
then you get traded over to the Cubs, as we mentioned, and same thing in 1984. You batted .291 with 101 runs scored, and you also had a great NLCS against San Diego. You homer in the first game. You homered twice. So, what is it about the NLCS that got you going? You're a monster.
honestly,
in the NLCS.
yeah, I think during those times, playoffs, World Series, the pitchers are more concerned in getting that ball over the plate,
Right.
not moving you off usually. And they have a tendency to make a lot of mistakes. But I always felt that pressure on the pitcher, he's the one that's got to throw the strike. And as a hitter in different counts, you almost can predict what's coming. And like Willie Mays and Billy Williams used to say, in the fastball situation, don't be late.
Right.
Might be a little early, but don't be late. And keep your mechanics right. And, if you're not trying to hit it out, just hitting that ball hard, you can get some pretty good results.
Now, Mick, that team, the Chicago, was basically Phillies West.
Yeah,
right?
it was
because you had
Cubs and Phillies have always
you had
made
Boa,
trades.
you had Dernier, you had Dickie Knowles, you had who's the catcher? Sandberg. Then you had who's the catcher that I'm missing? Played for the Phillies and then the Cubs. You had a lot. Boa, Ivan De Jesus. You just had a lot of different guys.
Keith Moreland.
Keith Moreland. Thank you.
Yeah.
But also back then there was no night games in Chicago, so there was a home field advantage for you guys because you had to play there all year. And Mickey, you can test this too. You had to play there all year, so you kind of knew to kind of go out at happy hour and then go to bed. Whereas the visiting team comes in, because again, I was part of visiting teams that came in, and they go to the lodge, like Larry Anderson. And
Did you like day games?
I loved them because we realized right away, happy hour bed.
Right.
Not going out at 7, 8, and you got to get up in the morning. And we would always, when going to the ballpark, if the wind was blowing a certain way, that pitcher was in deep doo-doo that day. I don't care who was on the mound. And then a lot of times the visiting pitcher wouldn't come out when the wind was blowing out because he would get a little bit nervous. But Chicago, great city. They had never won there in '84 before. And after getting Rick Sutcliffe in the trade, it was honestly game on. He was 16-1. The only game, honestly, that he really sweated was that last game that we played there in San Diego. Usually when I go up and I said, "Hey, Sut, how many more you need?" He go like, "I'm good." When I asked him that in San Diego, it was 3-1 at the time. He just broke out in a cold sweat. Just imagine the whole weight on you to get into the World Series. And that was the first time that I saw him a little different. Like Larry David would say, a little bit different that particular game.
Well, you end up in Seattle because you got traded over there, but your 16-year career, 16 seasons, you batted .281, 234 home runs, 978 RBIs, 2,033 games. You finished with 183 career stolen bases, 1,083 runs scored, 319 doubles, and you had 2,011 hits and 7,147 at bats, and you had plate discipline too, because you had a really good on base percentage, 364, and in postseason you were even better. Yeah, you were 323, 7 home runs, 15 RBIs, and you had a great fielding percentage as an outfielder. So Sarge, well done.
You're pretty good. Pretty good
Well,
player.
having a guy like Gary Maddox in the outfield, honestly, takes a lot of pressure off of him.
Right.
I remember when Maddox was traded from the Giants to Philly.
Right.
They told the guy he wasn't a very good fielder. He ended up coming here, winning 8 Gold Gloves in a row.
Someone told Gary Maddox he wasn't
I was
a good
in the
fielder?
room. Oh yeah. And all he did was really catch the ball. And we usually had the gloves that Willie Mays gave us, those kangaroo gloves.
Right.
Gary had a great first step. One of the few players on principle quit, went to Vietnam for a year, and then came back and got to the major leagues. I think that's really phenomenal. He's a veteran, and he's been a great player for the Philadelphia Phillies. And man alive, it was an honor to be able to play with him.
And a fellow Wall of Famer. All right, time's running out. Game's online. Who do you want taking the last shot? You want Watner Newman, PA, Pennsylvania, New Jersey's premier medical malpractice and injury attorneys since 1978. Call 215-569-0900 or visit WatnerNewman.com. When we come back, Sarge, we're going to talk about your announcing career because that was another one that fans loved you as an announcer, and we have a lot of questions for you on that. working with Harry Callis, coming up with a Cadillac slogan, the great hats you wore. There's a lot of questions, Sarge, we can ask you when we come back. You are listening to the BCWSA Utility Services Bull Session presented by Watner Newman. We are live from Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia.
Need auto service in a hurry? No one offers more service centers than the Peruzzi Automotive Group. More certified trained technicians to get you in and out. Appointments available within 24 hours. All makes and models. PA state inspections and emissions to major work including collision. All located on Route 1 in Fairless Hills. Visit any Peruzzi dealership for fast service. Peruzzi Buick GMC, Peruzzi Nissan, Mitsubishi, or Mazda. And their collision center.
At Penn Community Bank, we're your financial partner for all of life's moments. Our checking accounts are designed with you in mind, providing convenient access and 5-star mobile and online banking services to help you achieve your goals. Right now, you can earn a $350 cash bonus for opening a qualifying new checking account with direct deposits in the first 60 days. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/cash bonus to learn more. Penn Community Bank, here we grow. Offer terms and conditions apply. Limited time offers subject to change. As for full details, member FDIC.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Bring your party to Chickie and Pete's. We can handle groups of all sizes at our locations across the Delaware Valley. Big parties, small parties, company parties, family parties, get-togethers with friends. Order off the menu or our special catering options. We can do it all, including coming to your home or office or special Play 2 party packages at our South Philly location. Book your party today. Hurry, the space is limited. Visit ChickieandPete's.com for details. Chickie and Pete's is official caterer of the Philadelphia Eagles Touchdown Club and a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Hey BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
All right, we are back to BCWSA Utility Services Bull Session presented by Watner Newman. We are live from Chicks and Pete's in South Philadelphia. I'm John Brazer, joined by Mickey Morandini and the great Sarge. Now, Sarge, people might not know this, but you started off your broadcast career as a radio commentator for the Toronto Blue Jays, and you were a studio analyst on Headline Sports Television, a Canadian cable network that was based in Toronto.
Wow.
So how did you like that when you were your first foray into broadcasting? Did you enjoy it?
Not a lot of people know that. Did I enjoy it?
Yeah.
Once I got up in the booth, it was just happy days. You know, I mean, when you're a hitting coach, when the team goes bad, you're the first one to go.
Yeah.
Okay. And I've always said,
whether it's your fault or not,
right? You want to be a good hitting coach, have good hitters.
Yeah.
Okay. And in Toronto, I had some terrific hitters, but then when Pat Corrales came there as the manager, he said I was too close to the players. You know, he wanted me to get on them. You know, Carlos Delgado and Sean Green.
Batista, was he on that team?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Olerud? Was Olerud there?
Olerud was not there.
Yeah.
No, because Carlos Delgado was actually playing first base. But when I checked the charts, we had gone from 237 as a team. And then when I had looked at the stats, the years that I had them, we went like 279 to 281 as a team. And Pat came in and fired me, and then the general manager asked me if I want to go up in the booth. I started laughing. I said I couldn't get up there fast enough.
What year was that?
Oh, gosh.
You know?
2006.
2006.
I finally said. No. You were down there. That was early 2000s. You were it was like 2000. 2000 when you started it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, so and then getting into broadcasting was really awesome, and coming to the Philly, just cutting really to the chase.
Yeah.
I can remember with the interview, and Harry Callis came in, and we did just a few things. Harry told all those big wigs there. He said, "Hey, Sarge is fine at this. I got to get to the racetrack. Do we have anything else to talk about?" And the rest was actually history.
Right.
So were you there in end of 2000 broadcasting when Fergosi was managing?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
do you remember me playing there? No.
Well, you weren't hitting any home runs.
Well,
right?
no, I didn't hit any home runs. You're
Goddamn,
right.
man.
I got traded over there in August of 2000.
I can't believe I didn't
about that?
interview you.
Wow.
I didn't know he was broadcaster either.
Well, I guess, and he wasn't.
Touche.
Well, then, Sarge, that must have been cool too. That here you are, you in 2007, you get a job in the Phillies booth, working with Wheels and Harry the K. I mean, what was it like working with Harry the K, who's obviously a legend in this town and a legend in baseball?
What a professional. If he was alive today, I'd still be broadcasting with the Phillies. Harry had really principle. Used to wear those white shoes all the time and spring training. And really a quick story before I even got to signing it. The first thing they told me was, no jokes about Wheels' hair. Okay. Do not talk about his toupee and so on. So I said, hey, no problem. But then I said, hey, what makes you think I was going to talk about that? They said, you got a reputation. Okay. So I said, no problem. But now he cuts it all off. He's all bald and loves it.
Yeah, he looks good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He said, well, I should have done it years ago. I said, well, yeah, years ago, you damn near got me fired. And then I got fired with you. I had never got a chance to rip you on the air on that. But I had a great time with Wills. Mucho. A lot of respect for him. Have never played and be a color guy and explain is not as easy as people think. Not as easy in the city when you first start off. I mean, honestly, the mail that I got that first year.
I'm sure. But everybody, when Harry Callis took over from By Some, when Larry Anderson first stepped into the booth, as popular as Larry was as a player, everybody, it's hard. Kevin Stocker's, I'm sure
Even
heard
Tom.
What the team at,
Tom
right?
took over for her, yeah.
Right. So it's I think broadcasting, especially in this town, you really almost have to earn it. It takes a while to earn it. And Sarge, I got to say, just again, I worked with you, but also as listening to you as a fan, it was I loved your style. You had a great way of telling stories. Again, where did the Cadillac come from? Cadillac line.
Well, Cadillac, and back in the day, I just remember, Willie McCovey and Mays and those guys. You thought you had made it once you end up getting a Cadillac. You were able to hit the ball out of the ballpark. And then Ryan Howard had hit a home run and going way out. And I just started saying Cadillac time. Well, I got called in.
I was going to say the sponsorship people weren't very happy with you, right there.
Especially Toyota.
Right.
So they told
Paul
me.
Muller not very happy with
Oh, God. And Paul's one of my best, not best friends, but a really good friend. But it was just a call.
Yeah.
I get into the act on the ball going out of the ballpark, guy leaning, gangster white walls on it and so on. And got called in. They said, hey, man, say that one more time, you may not be here.
Right.
They never tell you to stop saying it.
Right.
They just tell you about.
They threaten you.
Not a good idea to be saying that. Now all of a sudden, I go to the ballpark. They got a whole Cadillac room.
Right.
So
because of you.
Well, I don't know if it's because of me. They didn't hire me back.
I think you got to get a slice of that pie right there. What do you think, Mick? I'll be your agent.
Oh my God. You learn with the Fields. You don't want to make any waves. You just do your thing. You don't complain, and this go on.
Now, Sarge, I don't know if you remember this, but you got really mad at me one time. Can I tell the story?
Was it Alyssa Milano?
No, but that was a great
interview.
That was a great interview. I interviewed Alyssa Milano. Scott Palmer said, "Hey, John, I've got to do something. Someone needs to interview Alyssa Milano in the club or in the store because she has a lot of product that she's selling in the store." I'm looking at Scott going, yeah. And then I know you interviewed her as well.
Interviewed her.
Yes.
I researched her. Good research, by
Yes,
the way.
yeah, it was very good
Found out
research.
she had all those
Tattoos,
tattoos.
yeah.
So when I saw her, she only had 3 of them.
Right.
So I asked her about those other 2.
Right.
She asked me, "Where you going?" I started laughing and said, "Hey, I just want to know really about the tattoos."
Right.
But go on about your spring
All right,
training story.
all right, do you remember this? Do you remember
I
this?
like it was yesterday.
Yeah, but there's 2 spring training stories, so
Well,
you might get
no,
one
yeah,
confused.
Tell them both.
All right, Sarge. Sarge also, he mentioned has a reputation for certain things. He also doesn't like, I'm trying to say what's the right, flagellants. He doesn't like flagellants. In fact, I think, is it true that when you were a hitting coach in Chicago, that you called a meeting for basically all the public flatulence that was going on in the clubhouse? Is that a made up story?
Not really. Yeah. You know.
You don't like it. That's fine. There's a lot of things people. So anyway,
Yeah.
So one of the players, one of our Southern players, David Herndon, was at 8 a.m. He hands me this beef jerky that was just dark and it was pretty spicy, right? It was venison jerky.
Okay.
And he said, "Here, Brazer, you want some jerky?" I'm like, "Sure." It's 8 a.m. Well, I've got acid reflux. I took one bite. I'm like, "Ooh, that's pretty spicy." And I was going to throw the rest away, but I couldn't right in front of him. So then I walk out of the clubhouse and I'm like, I could play a practical joke on Sarge. Sarge doesn't like flatulence. He certainly doesn't like. Right? So I go into the broadcast room and Sarge hadn't been in the room yet. And it was T-Mac and Fransky and LA. And I said, "Hey guys, let's put this under Sarge's seat." And then T-Mac said, "Well, it's perfect because there was a dog that came into our broadcast room yesterday. And so we can blame it on the dog." So like, all right. So we're all sitting, in the room and Sarge walks in and he sits down and we started talking and someone said, "Hey, how about that dog, man, that came in yesterday? What's up with that? Who let that dog in their damn, broadcast room?" And then so-and-so, yeah, what the hell? I bet you that thing probably pooped all over the place. Said LA says, "Yeah, better not have done it under my chair." And he wheels out, looks underneath. No. T-Mac's like, "Yeah," looks around. Fransky, then Sarge casually goes back, and there's a strip right there. And I go, "Oh my God!" And Sarge's like, "Oh my God!" So I go down there and I did the old Caddyshack where the Baby Ruth part. And then I picked it up and took a bite. I'm like, "Ooh, it's not so bad." And Sarge wouldn't talk to me for a good week.
Oh God! True story. True story.
Was that the story you were thinking of?
No.
Oh,
No.
I'll say.
I don't want to. I don't want to fuel the fire.
I know the story, but I'm going to spare you on the other one.
Hey, well, yeah.
I'll spare you on the other one. And then the hat collection, like you were known, like really. I mean, you should have had a sponsor. Maybe you did. Did you have the Phillies ever get a haberdasher sponsor?
No, but I had it set up. I think we did one giveaway with the.
We did. We did that with the GIF hat, whatever you call that.
Yeah, Father's Day, because a lot of the people were wearing those, and it was
Jeff
one of
Cat.
those. But that's a tough business. I mean, you got a lot of barracudas, with their hands out there. But I was doing it only because it was fun, and doing the hats.
Sure.
I actually developed a couple of hats, but I've been wearing them since I was, really in high school, because of the Black Negro League players that always had a nice fedora on, shoes shined. And,
that's the other thing too. He's very particular on your dress. If you have scruffy shoes, he'll be the first one to let you know. Right?
How many hats do you own, you think?
Oh, you can't even count them.
No,
I got them
many.
in boxes. And
We're talking like thousands?
Oh, easy.
Really?
Yeah, I get my hats from the Bowen Hat Company. You should know that. It's here in Pennsylvania, near Reading. Oldest American hat company in the United States has been. And, I go there and interact. We talk about different hats. And in my family, I wear hats. And my youngest grandson, the one that was Simba on the Lion King for 11 months, He'll have his own talk show sooner or later. He's 13 years old, is taking care of his whole education. Really proud of him.
That's awesome.
That is awesome.
Sarge, also, I'm going to give you a comment before we go to break that 32 years of baseball, I've been involved. I don't think I've ever met somebody that works connections and genuinely works connections. Doesn't do it for like transactional purposes. You generally like people, but you know more people across this country. Like if you wanted to, like when you were a broadcaster, I think all the broadcasters relied on you to set up all the different tee times, all these great courses. You know, people from different vineyards, you know, people from hat companies, from clothing companies, restaurants. You know, you're a good go-to person. Lieberthal called me last night to find a good Italian restaurant in the city, and I gave my recommendations, but you'd be the one I would call if I'm looking for something in Atlanta, San Francisco, New York, right? Sarge?
What Italian restaurant did you recommend, by the way?
He went to Giuseppe. He had his 3 boys with him, and so he wanted kind of casual. He wanted to be dressed like he was. He didn't want to have to change.
Sounds like an excuse.
And he was downtown, Giuseppe's and Sons, which is a good one.
Let them know about the saloon, please.
Wow, the saloons. You have your own. You had your own stool there, didn't you?
It's like Cheers. Everybody knows your name. Okay.
I love the saloon.
Oh my God! I went there, took my grandkids the other night. It was phenomenal.
Yeah. Now,
if you can't get in, just mention the Sarge's name. They'll put you down.
And then Scanicchio's is my favorite in South Philly.
I'm going to try it out and compare it. How about that?
Try the pork chops.
Is there somebody I can call to get in and don't have to be able to wait in line?
My man, Mark.
Okay.
I'll put you in touch with him.
All right.
I'm telling you, Sarge, you're not going to be disappointed.
Do me a favor. You know how to text, right?
I do, yes.
Text me that.
They have a sliced sausage in fig sauce. It's absolutely outstanding appetizer.
You know what? I can go for that. I'm going to try it out. I can promise you I'm going to try it out.
All right. Found yourself on injury list. Get help now. Call Wapner Newman, Pennsylvania, and New Jersey's premier medical malpractice and injury attorneys at 215-569-0900 or visit wapnernewman.com. And we come back, we're going to have Rob Miller from Wapner Newman, who's going to give us his player of the week. And I'm sure you have some questions for Sarge as well. And first of all, Chickie's and Pete's is also one of my favorite seafood restaurants. And it's also, I guess, Italian, right?
Sure.
Got Italian in there.
Italian.
Best crab fries. And what do I get every time I'm at Chickie's and Pete's?
Clams.
Well, or I either do I do the mussels and red sauce, which are outstanding, and the steamers. Clams, right? And I usually do the steamers while we're talking there. And obviously crab fries. My daughter can't go to a Phillies game without the crab fries. So there you have it. All right, we come back. We're going to have Rob Miller, and we're going to get some questions to Sarge. You're listening to the BCWSA Utility Services Bull Session presented by Wapner Newman live from Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia.
Need auto service in a hurry? No one offers more service centers than the Peruzzi Automotive Group. More certified trained technicians to get you in and out. Appointments available within 24 hours. All makes and models. PA state inspections and emissions to major work including collision. All located on Route 1 in Fairless Hills. Visit any Peruzzi dealership for fast service. Peruzzi Buick GMC, Peruzzi Nissan, Mitsubishi, or Mazda. And their collision center.
Hey BCWSA customers, this is Tommy Green from the 1993 National League champion Phillies. My friends at BCWSA are committed to providing us with safe, reliable water and sewer services. They operate state-of-the-art treatment facilities, provide clean drinking water, and make much-needed investments to protect our environment and ensure a sustainable future. Learn how BCWSA's investments help grow and serve our communities. Visit bcwsa.net. BCWSA, prove it.
At Penn Community Bank, we're your financial partner for all of life's moments. Our checking accounts are designed with you in mind, providing convenient access and 5-star mobile and online banking services to help you achieve your goals. Right now, you can earn a $350 cash bonus for opening a qualifying new checking account with direct deposits in the first 60 days. Visit PennCommunityBank.com/cash bonus to learn more. Penn Community Bank, here we grow. Offer terms and conditions apply. Limited time offers subject to change. Ask for full details. Member FDIC.
Hi, it's Pete from Chickie and Pete's. Bring your party to Chickie and Pete's. We can handle groups of all sizes at our locations across the Delaware Valley. Big parties, small parties, company parties, family parties, get-togethers with friends. Order off the menu or our special catering options. We can do it all, including coming to your home or office or special Play 2 party packages at our South Philly location. Book your party today. Hurry, the space is limited. Visit chickieandpete's.com for details. Chickie and Pete's is official caterer of the Philadelphia Eagles Touchdown Club and a proud partner of the Philadelphia Eagles.
All right, we are back to BCWSA Utility Services Full Session, presented by Wapner Newman. We are live from Chickies and Pete's in South Philadelphia. I'm John Brazer. We got Mickey Morandini, the Sarge, and now we got Rob Miller from Wapner Newman. Rob joins us every week to give us his Wapner Newman Player of the Week. I've known it before every time, but I've started a new tradition. He told Mickey, but I don't know. So, and I'm not sure if I can even. I mean, I guess I would say, you know what? I would give it to Wheeler, maybe.
Oh,
Who are you giving it to?
Well, I think the guy that wins it this week kind of reminds me of Gary Matthews. It's actually perfect timing because I think me watching you play, I always felt like you played with a little bit of a chip on your shoulder, aggressive style of baseball, which I always admired. And who this week had more of a chip on their shoulder than Zach Wheeler and rose to the occasion? Bright light player, like Gary.
Totally.
You touched on it earlier, 429 in the playoffs. I think 7 home runs in 19 playoff games.
Yeah, well, there's a stat guy over here.
Well, and Gary, Sarge over here wouldn't turn down an All-Star game because you had a little bonus right there.
Well,
you'd be,
Back then, yeah.
Nobody turned down All-Star games back then.
I know, and I get why. You know, I don't know.
You know what?
I go
say-
back and forth.
No, good. No,
No?
I don't.
You
It's
don't?
plain and simple.
All right.
I fell into that category where I made one All-Star game and appearance, which was in
79.
Seattle. And they'd always tell me if they could pick one more guy,
Yeah.
I'd be the guy. Well, you get kind of really tired, you know, of hearing that. But then when having the opportunity to hang out with Hank Aaron at his, you know, late stage and going to the house, this guy won one MVP. How in God's green earth can that be? And then when you look at his years and then the MVP, again, you got to check out those sports writers that are doing the voting. It's plain and simple, you know. And then when I say that, especially some of my really good, you know, friend Bob Nightingale, for instance, that writes for USA Today, Ben Walker, who wrote for AP in New York, they don't want to hear that really, you know, because they like really that power. Most of the times, and I'll tell them, man, you guys are nothing more than frustrated athletes. Why isn't more players being able to be in there? You know, how about if you say or tell Reggie Jackson, because he's one of the ones that think you should do this. Hey, you can't go in unless you hit 300. Okay, he would have never got in. Why? Because he can't hit 300. Why? Strikes out too much. You know, period.
Sarge, how was that All-Star game experience when you played?
Oh, it was
like
awesome.
it was your first All-Star game,
Just great.
and
Just great, really.
Which year was
Then you get irritated that you weren't in more of them,
yeah.
you know. But
Nick, did you play an All-Star game?
I did play in one, and I understand Zach because I was in that situation in '98. I was hitting 327 at the All-Star break, and I did not get in because they have to take a player from every team, which I think is absolutely ridiculous. If you don't have any All-Stars on your team, that's on your team.
Yeah.
But I was angry. I worked hard for that. And for me to be recognized an All-Star, that was something very special to me.
Yeah.
And so I understand where Zach's coming from. And his situation is even different because he was denied like 3 times.
Yeah.
So I understand how angry he is. And I think he made a rash decision when they asked him and said, we'll bring you on. He was probably so angry. He was just like, no way.
Yeah.
I think if he would have thought about it a little bit more, maybe said, give me a minute to think about it, especially at being in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Because I can only imagine when they announce his name,
Yeah.
he comes out, he probably gets a 5-minute standing ovation. So I wish he would have taken a little more time and thought about it.
Rob, hold on. So I had to get to I forgot to ask about the All-Star game. So when you were at that game, it's your first and only All-Star game. How many at-bats did you get?
2.
And who did you face?
Don't remember, but I know he wasn't throwing strikes. Okay, I know that because I was looking at launch.
Yeah.
Okay.
And was it a cool experience?
Oh, it was the best.
Yeah.
Other than being in the World Series, that All-Star game is the greatest. When you look around and you see your peers and the guys there that are there, it means something. And now that Mickey has mentioned that about Wheeler and it being here in Philadelphia, and a lot of the awards, we do, especially for the kids or that you have. And now, in looking at it, maybe I would give it a second thought and maybe take it out of, I don't know, he wasn't being selfish. I think he was more hurt. But again, the guy's 8-1. The way he pitched the other day against Scuba,
no, it's unbelievable.
Come on.
His numbers are crazy.
I mean,
coming off that surgery.
I think he's the only guy with his stats to not be named to an All-Star
sure.
game. Like 10 wins.
Jason Stark did an article where he said as much.
All-Star process needs to be reevaluated. It
I
just
agree.
does.
And he was like the 5th choice to be a replacement player. I mean,
how can that be?
How could that be?
Okay, let's check the people that are doing and putting that together.
Well, look at Logan Webb. Is Logan Webb more deserving than Zach Wheeler?
That's not even close.
And you can name a couple others on there.
And I don't think
Probably nobody's more deserving.
I don't think you should have an option. If you're voted in or you're asked to play in the All-Star game, I don't think you should have an option. You're going. That's just my personal opinion.
So,
well, it's hard to do that, though, Mickey, when, they're crapping all over you, and now they go, oh, well, this guy, he can't play. We're going to take you. But I will say, because I made it one time, and having that enjoyment there, it would have been difficult not to go being in your home team. I would agree with Mickey with that. I really, it just means a lot when you're there.
When you played, I'm sure there were pitchers that pitched on that Sunday, right?
Yeah.
And they played in that Tuesday game.
Yeah.
So I don't see what the difference is nowadays. I just don't see the difference.
Robert, wind you down.
One inning.
I know you got a question for Sarge, too.
Well, I got a few, but why not, right?
Go ahead.
So I think you were being modest earlier when you were talking about playoffs, and you had one of the biggest playoff hits against Maddox in that 93 series. I think there's more to it than just what the pitcher's doing to make a player lock in a bright light moment. So, like, what were you doing different, if anything, that allowed you to be so successful in those postseason series?
I had a chip on my shoulder walking to the plate before I put the pine tar on. I started thinking about all kind of different things. And then here in Philly, always in my head, I could hear Mike Schmidt saying, lay off that slider in the dirt. He would always remind me. I thought in my career, hitting in front of Mike Schmidt was the easiest time of hitting. I thought it was a piece of cake. I had the opportunity to hit in front of Willie McCovey, and then that was the scariest thing when you're leading off and you look around and the first baseman is all the way back and telling you good luck. Mm-hmm. And then they'll tell you don't go because they want that hole over there for McCovey. That was really, really scary. But Mike, with the home runs that he would hit and the fear that he put on those pitchers, I got a fastball just most of the time, all the time, and with him hitting behind me. So that does matter. I like a good leadoff hitter and a great fourth hitter. That makes for a pretty doggone good year.
All right. In the city of champions, you deserve champion legal representation. Wapner Newman is Pennsylvania, New Jersey's premier medical malpractice and injury. Attorneys call 215-569-0900 or visit WapnerNewman.com. And that wraps up today's BCWSA Utility Services Bull Session presented by Wapner Newman. I'd like to thank my co-host today, Mickey Morandini, our producer and engineer, Chris Ermer, our executive producer. I just gave you a new title, Joe Wechter, Rob Miller, our guest. And thanks to Chicks and Pizza South Philly for hosting us. And thank you for listening. We're going to be back next Monday here at the exact same spot at 12 o'clock. We are hoping to get, is it you or Tommy?
It was me.
All right. We're hoping to get a player. So we're working on a guy on the 26-man roster. Until then, have a great week. And as the late great Harry the K says,
out of here.
That was good.